is MMA Pipeline, and I'm Jason Hurth. I'm here today, guys, to talk to you about something that's happening tonight. Sarah Alpar is fighting in the Dana White Contender Series tonight, 8 o'clock. Sarah Alpar is originally from Amarillo, Texas. She has a wrestling base. She wrestled in high school out there, and she started fighting out of Amarillo. She, aside from her wrestling base, she also has a great stand-up game, and her jiu-jitsu game is on point as well. And aside from being just very, very hard-nosed and tough, she's an SCS, XFL, C3, Titan, King of the Cage, and contender in those organizations. She fought in those organizations, and she's also an LFA champion, which that's really the one that is really counting right now for her national rankings. She came up through the R1 gym under Matt Grice, the legendary fighter and coach, and now she's fighting out of American Elite under Derek Atkins. Derek has been on the show, great fighter, and actually a very, very good coach too. I think he's really turning the corner and doing great things out there, and it's showing. I first got to know Sarah years ago. We worked together at a local martial arts supply company, and she was fighting a girl named Pam Bovita Aguirre. She was out of Panama on a high-level Gracie Baja black belt. Aside from being a huge underdog in the fight, because Bovita was undefeated in that fight, she was also a high-level black belt in jiu-jitsu, and all of her fights had been stopped by submission. But she ran into the brick wall that was Sarah Alpar. Sarah dismantled this girl by not allowing any takedowns and just viciously taking it to her on the feet. The girl couldn't take her down. She mastered distance, as wrestlers do, and she used her footwork and just superior boxing to win that fight and to stop Aguirre. And then I didn't get to see it that night. I watched it the next morning when she won the LFA belt against Jocelyn Edwards, who was also a knockout machine and a very respectable jiu-jitsu game. But the one hole in her game was Sarah's strong point, and that is wrestling. And Sarah controlled her with wrestling, beat her up on the ground, controlled the fight, and won, some believe, a pretty one-sided decision, and it was a called a split decision, but I watched the fight. There was a bad judge in that one. She's fighting Shayna Young out of Tennessee, who's also a pretty decent wrestler and pretty strong from what I can tell, but I think Sarah will definitely have the edge in striking and in wrestling, and pretty much in jiu-jitsu as well, mainly for the positioning that Sarah has. Sarah has fought higher level competition. Shayna has not fought anybody of Sarah's level, and I think Sarah, this is her fight to win. So I really like this fight for her. Dana White, I think, will be very impressed. Nobody finishes like Sarah, so I think if Sarah really smells blood, she'll finish her. She's an Oklahoma original. You guys need to embrace her. You need to be watching these fights. We want to get the ratings up as high as possible and really support her and get to know her and be a true fan of the sport. Get to know your Oklahoma people. And then the other thing I have is over the weekend, Shevchenko Carmouche 2, UFC Fight Night 156 happened last weekend. Shevchenko and Carmouche already fought. So we're going to, in some of the broadcasts, we're going to throw in some trivia questions, and we're going to do one tonight. So here's a trivia question. UFC Fight Night 156 happened over the weekend. Shevchenko versus Carmouche 2. Under what promotion did Shevchenko Carmouche 1 happen? Your answer will come next week. This is MMA Pipeline, and I am Jason Hurth.